Hey Team Quantum, it's Kathleen, occupational therapist and clinical educator with Quantum Rehab. Today we're doing something a little different. We wanted to take the new Quantum Edge 4 into the real world and test it in a busy, everyday environment. So we decided to get some sun, enjoy the tennis, and explore accessibility at the Australian Open. As I moved through the precinct, I could really feel how smooth the Edge 4 was. We use SRS suspension on our chairs, which absorb the bumps and uneven surfaces, so even with crowds, ramps, and long walkways, the ride stays comfortable and controlled. Now, as you can see here, I'm heading into the accessible entrance of one of our stadiums during a live tennis match. Even in a tight, busy pathway, the Edge 4 remains easy to maneuver. Here's a real life moment as I leave the stadium. Whoops, I accidentally mount the pole, which is a really good reminder of how important concentration is and how helpful it is when your chair responds predictably so you can reset and keep going. One of the things that really stands out here is how intentionally the Australian Open has been designed for inclusion. Accessibility hasn't been added on, it's been built in. You can see it in the pathways around the grassed areas with temporary surfaces and matting that makes spaces really easy to access. The viewing areas are another great example with lifts, ramps, and smooth transitions that connect the precinct in a way that really just makes sense. Getting around feels less like planning and more like enjoying the day. It also highlights how well the Edge 4 fits into these spaces. Its compact design fits comfortably into lifts, making moving between levels simple and stress-free. Driving across the grass was another great test of real-world performance. The Edge 4 stayed stable and controlled without feeling bogged down or unpredictable. We also wanted to see how the Edge 4 performs in busy retail spaces. Being able to move through tight areas without feeling restricted makes a big difference to confidence and function. The narrow base makes turning and positioning much easier in enclosed spaces, especially when layouts and foot traffic are constantly changing. Once inside the store, I used elevation, or in our chairs, we call the mechanism eye level. Being elevated allowed me to engage more naturally with the space, and I was able to browse clothing at different heights, and it helped me to interact with staff without feeling separated or overlooked. As I exited the store, the ramp was descending, so I used posterior power tilt to keep me positioned in the chair and feeling secure. After spending the day exploring the venue, comfort for me really mattered, and the Edge 4 handled every part of the day with ease. It was able to access every space, move confidently through all types of the terrain, and navigate tight, busy areas without feeling restricted. The battery kept up for the entire day, and the chair remained easy to maneuver from start to finish. And most importantly, I stayed comfortable through the day thanks to the power seating functions, which allowed me to adjust positioning as needed. It made a full day at the Aussie Open not just feel possible, but really enjoyable. All of this ties in perfectly with All Abilities Day on the 27th of January. It's a day that celebrates inclusion, accessibility, and participation for everyone at the Australian Open. Team Quantum will be there on the day, floating around the precinct, so if you see us, feel free to come over and say hi and ask us any questions. This is the Quantum Edge 4, tested in the real world.